You know, I was talking to my neighbor, Martha, the other day. She just turned 94, full of energy, still tending to her garden every morning. And I couldn't help but ask her, "Martha, what's your secret?" She laughed and said, "Oh, honey, it's not just one thing. But I'll tell you this, I stopped eating certain foods years ago, and my body thanked me for it." Now, that got me thinking, what are these foods that people like Martha, who live long, vibrant lives past 90, avoid? And more importantly, what do they eat instead to stay so healthy and full of life? If you've ever wondered why some folks seem to age gracefully while others struggle with energy, aches, or health problems, food plays a huge role. And today, we're going to talk about the 4 foods that many healthy 90-year-olds avoid, and what they choose to eat instead. Now, I'm not here to tell you to give up everything you love. Food is one of life's great joys. But what if a few simple swaps could help you feel stronger, more energetic, and maybe even add a few more good years to your life? That's worth considering, don't you think? So, let's start with the first food that many long-lived folks avoid, and you might be surprised by this one. Food number 1, processed meats, hot dogs, sausages, deli meats. That's right, those convenient deli slices, hot dogs at the ball game, or even your favorite bacon in the morning. Now I know, they're tasty, they're easy, and they've been a staple for years. But here's the thing, processed meats are packed with preservatives, excess salt, and chemicals like nitrates that can cause inflammation in the body over time. Studies have shown that eating too much processed meat is linked to higher risks of heart disease, high blood pressure, and even certain cancers. And when you talk to people in their 90s who've stayed healthy, many of them say they cut back on these meats decades ago. So, what do they eat instead? What to eat instead? Fresh, lean proteins. Think grilled chicken, baked fish, or even plant-based proteins like beans and lentils. These options give your body the protein it needs without the added chemicals. And if you love the convenience of deli meats, try cooking a whole turkey or chicken at home and slicing it yourself for sandwiches. It's just as easy, and your body will thank you. Food number 2, sugary breakfast cereals and pastries. Breakfast, the most important meal of the day, right? Well, not if it's loaded with sugar. Many of those colorful cereals, muffins, and pastries we grew up with are basically desserts in disguise. They spike your blood sugar, leave you crashing by mid-morning, and over time, can contribute to diabetes and weight gain. Now, I'm not saying you can never enjoy a sweet treat. Life's too short for that. But the folks who stay healthy into their 90s? They tend to skip the sugar bombs at breakfast and opt for something more balanced. What to eat instead? High fiber, protein-rich breakfasts. Try oatmeal with a spoonful of natural peanut butter and some berries. Or eggs with whole grain toast and avocado. These meals give you steady energy, keep you full longer, and support your heart and digestion. And you know what's interesting? Many centenarians around the world, like those in Okinawa or the Mediterranean, start their day with simple, wholesome foods like this. No fancy diets, just real, nourishing meals. Now, we've covered 2 big ones so far, processed meats and sugary breakfasts. But there are 2 more foods that people who live past 90 tend to avoid, and they might surprise you. So, let's keep going. Now, before we go any further, I want you to think about this. Have you ever eaten something and immediately felt heavy afterward? Like your body was saying, that wasn't the best choice. Well, the folks who live well into their 90s, they listen to those little signals. And over time, they've learned which foods just don't serve them anymore. We've already talked about processed meats and sugary breakfasts, 2 big ones. But now, let's talk about 2 more foods that many healthy seniors avoid, and the delicious, nourishing swaps they choose instead. Food number 3, fried foods, French fries, fried chicken, etc. Oh, I can already hear some of you saying, "But fried food is so good." And you're right. There's something undeniably comforting about crispy fries or a piece of fried chicken. But here's the problem. When food is fried at high temperatures, especially in reused oil, it creates harmful compounds that can damage your cells over time. Plus, all that excess oil makes digestion harder, leaving you feeling sluggish. Now, I'm not saying you can never enjoy fried food again. That wouldn't be realistic or fun. But the people who stay active and sharp into their 90s? They limit fried foods and opt for healthier cooking methods most of the time. What to eat instead: baked, grilled, or air-fried versions? Love the crunch of fries? Try sweet potato wedges roasted in the oven with a little olive oil and herbs. Craving fried chicken? A lightly breaded, baked chicken cutlet can be just as satisfying, without the grease. And if you have an air fryer, even better. You get that crispy texture with just a fraction of the oil. The key here is balance. Enjoy your favorite fried foods once in a while, but make the healthier version your everyday go-to. Food number 4, sugary sodas and fruit juices with added sugar. This one might sting a little for some of us. That cold soda on a hot day or that healthy fruit juice with breakfast. It feels refreshing, but it's often loaded with hidden sugars. And sugar, especially in liquid form, is one of the fastest ways to spike your blood sugar, add extra pounds, and even increase inflammation in the body. Now, here's something fascinating. When researchers study places where people live the longest, like blue zones, they hardly ever see sugary drinks in their diets. Instead, they drink water, herbal teas, or even small amounts of red wine, which, in moderation, has its own benefits. What to drink instead: infused water, herbal teas, or natural juices? If plain water feels boring, try adding slices of lemon, cucumber, or berries for a refreshing twist. Herbal teas, like chamomile or ginger, are another great option, especially if you enjoy something warm. And if you love fruit juice, try blending whole fruits into a smoothie instead. That way, you get the fiber along with the natural sweetness. Now, I know changing lifelong habits isn't easy. Maybe you've been drinking soda for decades, or frying up your favorite foods every Sunday. And that's okay. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Small changes add up over time, and your body will notice the difference. So, let's recap what we've covered so far. Processed meats swap for fresh, lean proteins. Sugary cereals and pastries choose high fiber, protein-rich breakfasts. Fried foods opt for baked, grilled, or air-fried versions. Sugary drinks hydrate with infused water, teas, or natural juices. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but what about everything else? Are there other foods I should avoid? Well, that's where we're going next, because it's not just about cutting things out. It's about finding better choices that still bring joy to your meals. You know, when I first started learning about the eating habits of people who live past 90, I expected some big secret, maybe a miracle food or a strict diet they all followed. But what surprised me most was how simple their choices really are. It's not about deprivation or complicated rules. It's about listening to their bodies, enjoying food, and making small, smart swaps that add up over time. We've already covered the 4 foods that many healthy 90-year-olds avoid: processed meats, sugary breakfasts, fried foods, and sugary drinks. But now, I want to leave you with something even more important: how to make these changes stick, without feeling like you're missing out. The secret isn't perfection, it's consistency. Here's the truth: nobody eats perfectly all the time, not even Martha, my 94-year-old neighbor. What matters is what you do most of the time. If you usually start your day with a sugary cereal, try swapping it for oatmeal just a few days a week at first. If you love fried chicken, enjoy it as an occasional treat, not an everyday habit. The people who thrive into their 90s don't stress over every bite. They focus on filling their plates with mostly nourishing foods, leaving room for life's little indulgences too. What to focus on instead? Instead of just cutting things out, let's talk about what to add in. Here's what many long-lived seniors prioritize. Colorful fruits and vegetables. The more variety, the better. Different colors mean different nutrients, all working together to keep your body strong. Whole grains, think brown rice, quinoa, or whole wheat bread instead of refined white flour. These keep your energy steady and your digestion happy. Healthy fats. Foods like olive oil, nuts, and avocados support your heart and brain. Yes, fat isn't the enemy. It's the type of fat that matters. Protein that loves you back. Fish, beans, eggs, and lean meats give your muscles the fuel they need without the extra additives. One small change at a time. If all this feels overwhelming, here's my challenge for you. Pick just one of the swaps we've talked about and try it this week. Maybe it's swapping soda for herbal tea, or baking your chicken instead of frying it. Small steps lead to big results, because when you start feeling better, you'll want to keep going. Final thought, it's never too late. I'll leave you with this. Your body is amazing at healing itself, no matter your age. Every healthy choice you make is a gift to your future self. So instead of thinking, I should have started years ago, think, I'm giving myself the best possible days ahead. Now I'd love to hear from you. What's one food swap you're excited to try? Or maybe you've already made some changes and noticed a difference? Share your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. And if you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more simple, practical tips to live your healthiest, happiest life at any age. Remember, it's not about adding years to your life, it's about adding life to your years. Here's to your health, and to many more vibrant, joyful years ahead.